Hey, hey. Hi. I think we're live. I think we're live. I think we're live. Are we? It said you're live. So, sprinkly live dust on us, right? I'm here. It's Saturday. And I just wanted to come on and say hello and hang out with my friends. Oh, I should put hangout in the title because I usually do. And I didn't this time, but it is just a hangout. We're just gonna hang out and enjoy each other, have some fun. Is anyone here? Is anyone here? Anyone need a hug? Anyone need some love? MHMD, the moon is black. You are wonderful. Thank you, MHMD. Hi, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. I had to make sure it was you. You know, the old eyes. The old eyes are not always on point, but I try my very best. But it's Saturday, and I'm glad you guys are here for me, and you're here with me. And what kind of shenanigans are we gonna talk about tonight? I don't even know. We had a really good conversation. Wow, it's windy outside. That's weird for San Diego. It's not usually windy here. Um, we had some really good conversation last night, right? We went down nostalgia lane. Graham, hello, Graham. How are you? Wow, Dennis Weber. Hi, Dennis. How are you, MHM? I'm fine. I hope you're. Thank you, MHMD. Yes, I am good. It was a good Saturday. Um, kind of took it easy. I ran some errands and then I decided, well, you know what? I wasn't sure whether I was going to do live today, but I thought, you know what? Why not come back in? And we had so much fun yesterday. I had so much fun yesterday. I am telling you, I had a blast. Loved it. Loved being with you guys. And it was fun. We went down like memory lane and we talked about all the TV shows and all the movies and we talked about I don't even think we got around to Little House on the Prairie, but we talked about the Love Boat. We talked about like the Lost Space or the Mad Hatter or I mean the Little Rascals. This person, hi, I'm fine. I hope you're always fine. Thank you, thank you. Ta-ta, you always make it a blast. Mark Chevry, thank you. Thank you. That's a big compliment. I appreciate that. You know what? I am just working off of you guys. So you guys are awesome and it's fun. You know what? It's fun to talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. You don't need a man, you need a green card. Do I? Oh, goodness. And okay, Rat J, stop with the spamming with the purple faces. Oh, goodness, goodness. Okay, I am just going to talk to the chat because I do understand that often on the weekends, meaning Saturday and or Friday and Saturday, when I start a stream, there are a lot of like, hmm, I don't know whether they are like trolls or bots or whatever. In the first few minutes, there's a lot of there's a little chaos that goes on, and I can't control it. I can't control this, and I don't have moderators here yet. I don't have any moderators here yet, so I mean, I would rather talk to you guys than deal with that. and that I think might calm down. It might not calm down for a little while, but we're gonna give it a minute. We're gonna give it a minute. So I'll just say I had a very good Saturday, and I love you all very much, and I'm glad you're here. I I went for a hike at the lake, and I then came back and I went to the bay, and I took a picture and I put a short up. But irrelevant of that, irrelevant of that, I'm here at the live with you guys, my friends, and hoping that some of my people here will become regulars, right? If you like it. Um, what I do is I will sit and I technically, after the chat calms down, and okay, I don't think, what do you love? Oh, there we go. I love nature. Now people are asking real questions. I love you more. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike. You're so beautiful. You marry me. Okay, sure. Why not? You feel at home by Ron Wayne. Yes, actually, I feel quite at home. I will love you long time. That's kind of an 80s things, isn't it? Isn't that kind of an 80s thing? You know, kind of like the puka shells. Kind of an 80s thing. I will love you long time. I will love you long time. Do you remember that? Oh, good grief. Jason, Jason, I'm a regular. Yes, Jason, you are indeed a regular, a regular. How are you? Isabelino, hi, I'm good, thank you. Michael, what is love? That's a very good. Who would you date? Push him. Yeah, okay. Hi from Mexico. Hello. Hello, Mexico. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. It's like, yeah, again, people. David, I was out mowing the lawn. David, welcome in, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Sonal, hi. Hi, Sonal. It's a little, I just got on uh like not even 10 minutes ago. So uh people are being a little crazy. Hi, Chacha, just passing by to hit the like. Thank you, Sonal. Appreciate you for swiping through and hitting the like. Always good to see you. Hello, beautiful lady. The great, thank you. Stay blessed. Hello, South Carolina. Mike Frug, or is it Fruge? It might be Mike Kruger. Holy crap. It was for a minute there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was a little crazy. Sonala, you're welcome. Yeah, absolutely. I always appreciate it if you just come in and hit the button. Absolutely. It always helps. Sometimes I go through your lives and I don't even say anything and I just go boop, ba-doop. You know, I go doot doot. And I just, because I might be on my way to work or I might be um doing something and I just see it. I'm like, oh, it's Sanal. I have to say hi. So I just say hi in the tap tap way, as you know. Alias, hi, my love. Hi there. Hi, good night. San Rodrigo. Hello, good night. Well, good night to you. Hello, beautiful woman. Greetings from Argentina. Argentina in the house. Good to have you here, my friend. Uh, what's even 35 versus your age? Tomcat. Hello, happy Saturday, Tomcat. Um, 35 um versus my age. I am around 60. So uh if you math, if you math that, that's like 25 years of difference. I'll have an affair with you. Oh, Elias, my goodness. That's quite bold. What's up, California Dreaming? Eagle. Is that Eagle? Eagle. Is that what that's at? Eagle 990. What's up, California Dreaming? That's right. Thank you, Eagle. California. Thank you for saying hi. I appreciate that. I do. I always appreciate when people say kind things. I love you too. Was him. Um this one was beautiful. Thank you, Elias. Thank you. That's really kind. You know what? Kindness goes a long way. I'm just saying. Just saying. It it can go a long way. I am not here to be an asshole to anyone. I am here to make friends and chat and love up everyone and give good energy to everyone. And I am wearing puka shells today. I don't think I've ever worn puka shells, and I have like 10 strings of different types of puka shells, which, if anyone is here from the 60s and the 70s, especially, they remember puka shells. Remember these? These are kind of different than the typical ones we had as puka shell necklaces. But this is just what I felt like wearing tonight. You should be the next Bond girl. Bond. Mike Frug. 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 Fruge. I'm gonna call you Fruge. Because that sounds kind of sexy. What's he? I love you too. Let me do this one. Thank you. David, so many here. Please hit the like button. Sure. Hit the like. Why not? I don't, I don't even know, David, what that does, but I've heard other people say, hit the like. And for months, I'm like, okay, maybe that'll help me. People say it helps the algorithm or I think what it does is if people write comments and they hit the like or they do the little hearts and thumbs ups and stuff. Um, what it does is it tells the algorithm that people like it, and then it will show it to more people. But if people just watch and don't engagement, I think is the thing, then it slows down like it's doing right now, right? That's okay. That's okay. There are so many here. Please, like, not so much anymore. See how it slows down. It's okay. It's a okay. That's my yeah. See, it just stopped. Frozen screen. Not really a frozen screen. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. I could freeze. I could freeze the screen. Why not? Why not? So, okay, so it's Saturday. I did yesterday. I did 3 live streams yesterday, which was craziness. I woke up this morning. I was very tired. And I did go for a little hike in the mountains. And then I did go to the bay. And I had a very good day, regardless. But I was still kind of tired all day. And I thought, well, I don't really need to do a live this evening, but I thought maybe just for a little bit, maybe just for a little bit, um, see if people are still paying attention. So many here. See, right? Graham, good evening, gorgeous. Good evening. Oh, wait. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. I was way behind in the chat. Oh, good grief. I'm so sorry. I did not realize I was so behind in the chat. AJ Clamper was told California was a place you have to be. That's right. That's right. Like Bueller Bueller. It keeps up. You see this pretty girl, Eagle 990. Thank you. Thank you. That's really nice of you. Tomcat, what's for dinner tonight? Um, I have a roasted chicken. I have Brussels sprouts that I'm going to bake and then melt cheese on, and then probably some nuts. It'll be totally carb free, sugar free. It's not that interesting. Uh, but lots of protein. I need to get in my protein and I need to get in my vegetables. So there we go. Jason, so I'm thinking we should pressure for Cha-Cha first big event, Cha-Cha's 4th of July. Oh, fourth live extravaganza. Really? Jason, Jason, Joe, you look lovely. Thank you. Lower the camera. Don't know what you're saying there. We know you must have a date tonight. No, no date. I have a date with a roasted chicken. That's actually, it's in the microwave. And the Brussels sprouts are in the fridge. I went to grocery store on my way home from all my errands, all my running around and going hiking and went to the bay and did all that. And then I went to grocery store and I chose my dinner. High protein, Gotta love the protein. Gotta love Delhi Airport passport. Not sure what that means, but my passport is actually expired. It expired I think in 2024. I need to probably renew it. But at the moment, I don't have plans to go anywhere. So MHMD, miso, shaman you, she's a picture with a poor like Oh, I didn't see it. Did somebody say something? MHMD? I I didn't see it. Sometimes I'm so busy just chatting and chatting, chatting. I don't always see the nonsense. But it was, you know, there were like so many people, and now it's like boop, boop. It's back down to normal, right? Back down to just sort of like this kind of kind of calm because people just sit here and go, "What's she gonna say? What's what's she gonna say? Is she gonna tell a story? Maybe I talk too much. Maybe I should just sit here and see if anybody asks me a question." How did that happen? You mean the slowdown? It's because if people aren't interacting with me, like if I'm just talking, and people don't interact, then the algorithm won't bring new people in here. There are disrespectful people. I know MHMD. I know that Adrian, what is tour age? Well, I don't know. I think you can be all kinds of ages to go on tour. Do you mean your age? That's a good question. From 11, I know. It's because people they throw a ton of people in to see if they engage with the person there. Like if they start typing in stuff, or if they start liking, or if they start, then they will keep people in here. But if people don't engage, from my understanding, if people don't engage, then they stop putting new people in to look at it. It's the same as like when I make my shorts, they will show it to a certain number of people, and if they don't get a certain amount of engagement, by a certain time, they just stop showing it to people. It is what it is, Adrian. You look good. Thank you, Adrian. MHMD, are you wearing black or red for a special occasion or especially? No, I just, this whole last, I don't know, week or 2 weeks, I was wearing dresses. And today I just, honestly, I just felt like wearing something different. And no, it wasn't a special occasion, just I'm wearing comfortable clothes. I'm wearing leggings. I wore this was I did 3 live streams yesterday, and the last one I did, it was this outfit. So this was laying out before I went to bed last night. Because after I finished the live stream, I just went to bed. And so these clothes were still laying out. I'm like, you know what? Why don't I just start off where I left off? What life advice would you pass along? To whom? To whom? Tomcat. To whom? To whom? To whom? Life advice. I am no wizard of advice. But I give advice to my kids all the time. I tell them stuff all the time, like if they have specific questions. I mean, okay, here's one piece of advice. Don't ever give up. Don't ever quit. Don't I mean, it's sometimes obviously you need to quit a job or you need to quit doing something because it isn't doing well. But don't quit entirely. It's like what they used to say during the pandemic. They're like, we need to pivot. 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 Bueller, pivot, pivot. So, you know, just take what you're doing and do it a little bit differently. And then you'll be good. Just don't, like, if you're working towards something, don't stop working towards it. Maybe if what you're doing exactly isn't working, maybe what you need to do is shift a little and then keep going. So there's one there's one piece of like life advice I would say. Hey, my love, Elias. Hi, hi. How are you, Elias? That's why I got over 2,000 views for the rubber ducky video, and no more recently. Yeah, see, that's with all my shorts and all videos, basically. Unless people start going back and looking, they want to get to know me and what am I doing, and so they will start looking through my old content and stuff like that. But yeah, they with shorts in particular, David, what I have found is that they will push it out for as long as it's still getting traction, and usually within about 24 to 48 hours. And for me, with my shorts, I usually know within about 6 or 12 hours if it's going to go any further or if it's just going to die off. It's only rarely that they will then take off again. And that's just like an odd, you can't predict YouTube. You absolutely cannot predict it. What was my first job? Well, my mother slave labor me. She would have me work around the house. I wasn't paid though, so job. I worked at my home a lot. First paid job, probably I was 15, because at the time, back in the 70s, you could work at 15, 15 and a half, I think you had to be. And I think I made like $2.75 an hour or something like that. And I worked in a cafeteria. Cafeteria. That would have been my first job. So, hmm, just be yourself. That's right. Yeah, right. Was in India something. G-bro. G-bro, hello. My goodness, it's good to see you here. Wow. Haven't seen you in a hot minute, but it's good to see you. I'm glad you're here, and I'm grateful that you're here. I hope you're doing well. Chad, good evening. Hi, Chad. Wow, we got some of my folks here. Hello, G-Bro. How is everything? How is the resale world? I am curious. Is it going well? Because I still pay attention. Remember, I told you there's another person that I follow on YouTube who actually shows their whole resale stuff. And it's always fascinating. And he says that right now, there's like what's called a summer slowdown, and he's prepared for it. He's doing other things. He's sort of buying stuff up, organizing stuff. He's doing other things right now because he knows it's the summer slowdown. And then in September, things are going to start popping off again. So he's kind of preparing for that. So I was here last night for a quick minute, but I don't think it's something. Oh, I'm sorry. I no, I might not have. There were moments uh last night I was on a long time, and there were definitely times when it was going by and it was kind of crazy. Resale is going very well. Good. Oh, you love it. That's awesome. Did you major at something? Sure, yes, I did. I majored in psychology. I found some good stuff while I was up in Minnesota last 4 days. I saw that you were in Minnesota. You showed that beautiful, was it a sunrise or a sunset? It was gorgeous. It was gorgeous. And I loved that. By the way, if anyone is interested, Gibro has very interesting content about the Midwest and about trucking and about his life, and not his life, but the things he sees in his day-to-day life. So, Otter Tail Lake in Minnesota. Yes, it was beautiful. It was it was absolutely beautiful. I'm watching, and it's a little awkward because sometimes I will make a comment right next to someone else's comment, and I feel a little awkward about it. I don't know what's going on. There was this weird drama, right? And I don't even know if, what, quite honestly, I'm too old to worry about it too much, but I want to support you, and it's not as though I stopped supporting that other person because I still look at that other person's content. So, uh, but I thought the Minnesota, and I think Minnesota. I have a friend that has uh children, not children, they're adult children that live in Minnesota, and their grandchildren are there, and they go there regularly. So I hear about Minnesota, and it's kind of awesome. And this person goes and visits like every other month. And so I get to see pictures and stuff like that. Minnesota's beautiful. It's gorgeous. Jason, it's pretty scary on YouTube, so I'll stand judge as a stream where it's I'm saying, Jason, I'm saying hand to God, as they say. The internet is a bit whack a doodle. There are shenanigans. There are weird things. It's safe here. It's usually pretty chill here. Thank you though, Jason. I appreciate that. It's okay, Chacha. He was under the whip. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, okay, let me ask you this, Chibro. Just because I know that you know that person. Um, I'm a little reluctant to like comment on that person because I did not unsubscribe. I still look at the content. I just chose not to comment, right? Would that upset that person if I were to comment? Or would it I don't want to get yelled at. I don't want to get, I don't want to get yelled at. If they were under the weather for what? Okay, I think I'm picking up what you're throwing down. I got you. It's safe. Yes, Eagle 990. It is safe. This is a safe zone here. We are not going to be in AHOLE to you. We're not going to do that. It's okay. He was under the weather. Okay, so maybe he's better now. He's not going to be a goofball to me. Tomcat, if I tried to guess your favorite date site, would I have a chance in getting it right? Date site? I have no idea, but give it a shot, Tomcat, for sure. That's good. I don't think it would upset him. Test it once with a good neutral comment. Okay. Yeah, because I don't want like it's so weird. The internet is so weird. And why is there drama among people who have nothing to compete about? I feel like that person and I have zero there's no competition. So I don't want there to be bad juju or bad vibes, but thank you for saying that. Maybe I will do that in the upcoming week if something comes up that I feel like I can just put as you say, a neutral. You don't think it will upset him? A neutral comment. Okay, it's good advice. Thank you, Jubro. I'll try it. I just want to calm the waters. You know what I'm saying? I don't want there to be weird juju. That's all. I don't want there to be weird juju. I don't, I'm too old. I don't have the energy for it. Jason, I was born and spent the first years of my life in Minnesota and used to love waking up at Sunday morning, look at the lake and the sun reflect on water. Oh, Minnesota is gorgeous. And I am jealous. I have never been there. And I'm jealous of Jason and Jibro both for being able to spend time there. Even if it was Jason when you were younger and Jibro, it was more recent, like really recently. So Minnesota's a good state as long as you stay out of the Twin Cities. Well, that's the big city, like real like city place. I think you could probably say that about most states that have big cities. Even like Texas, if you don't really want to go to Dallas Fort Worth, right? Even where I live in California, I honestly I don't go near Los Angeles. I grew up there, and it's even where I want no part of it. And San Diego, yes, there are areas that I want no part of because it's just too much, right? It's just too much. I don't want to deal with it. So if that's what you're saying, bro, about like I don't I don't want to go to the Twin Cities. I get that. I think it's the more the rural areas, the communities, the little, beautiful places. I'm all about the nature, right? I think that most people who like look at any of my other content, like my short form content and stuff like that, which I thought about backing off on, but do I plan to retire when you're over 65? I don't, you know what, David? I have no idea. I will retire when I, it's either when I, it's either when I can, I mean, there are many parts of that. It's like, can I afford to retire? And what would I do otherwise? I might change focus. If I could afford to retire, that's one thing. And then I can't see myself doing nothing. So I would need to find things to do. That's actually one of the reasons I started doing YouTube. And it wasn't about doing the live streams. It was about doing the short form stuff where I want to go to California so bad like Yosemite, but California scares me. Well, it might maybe should, G bro. I mean, if you were just gonna come to visit, you know, you're fine. You're fine. You know enough people here now, I think, that um you'd be okay. I mean, come and live here. I would not recommend people who are from quieter places coming to live in California unless you're going to live out in the east in an area that is similar to where you live now, because trying to move from a rural quiet place into the big city, it isn't that doesn't make any sense. Why would somebody do that? LA changed, I guess. Oh, it's uh I mean it's changed, maybe, yeah. It's gotten it was always crowded, but like the world population has more than doubled since I was a kid. Since 1983 to 2018, I think the world's population doubled, which included all of the United States. There's just like tons and tons of people, and people come out here for all kinds of reasons. And it's just like, good grief, it's a lot. It's a lot. And it's already crowded. So I just want to visit California. I think that's a good idea. Um, when we get her making 100,000 a month on YouTube. I don't want to be, I don't think I want that kind of stress. Quite honestly, Jason. Good times with Chacha. Thank you, G Bro. That's nice of you. Thank you. I wish I was over there with you now. Platinum player. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, visiting California is a completely different thing than living here. I was born here. I grew up here. I know the ropes, kind of. I don't know how to explain it better than that. And I'm 60. So it's like I've been doing this for a long, long time. And I'm used to all of the things here, right? I'm used to the cost of living. I'm used to the traffic. I'm used to where to go, where to go. Why do you think I make the shorts of all the nature? It's like I live in the congested city. So I started the YouTube thing making those shorts because I just needed to get away. But the beauty of it is like I could show you and remind myself that California is not just congested city and overcrowded this and overcrowded that. And, you can get away and find these beautiful places. And most everywhere that I go in those shorts are free. Sometimes I have to pay a few dollars to get into like parks and stuff. So there is that. With some of them, yes. But for the most part, like the beaches and the bay and the ocean and all that, it's all free. It's all free. Um, I'll come for a bit to visit. Right. I just want to visit California, says David Gibo. Yeah, some people you come for to visit. Exactly. Exactly. You know, and there's I lived in San Diego for 40 years or more, 40 little plus years. And I grew up in LA. And I've watched so many people that have moved here from other states, just moved. They came out for a little weekend and they're like, oh my gosh, this is great. I want to live this lifestyle. I want to go to the beach every day and I want to, you know, drink and I want to lay on the beach and I want to go surfing and I want to go wakeboarding and I want to go on boats and I want to go fishing and I want to do all this. And they think that's the way the locals live. And it's like, mm, not necessarily. Not necessarily how the locals live. Yeah, sure, we partake in things like anyone does where they live, but you can't live like you're on vacation all the time and still survive here. You have to remember that living here is like living anywhere else. You have to make a living first, and then you can find after you stay responsible because you still have to stay responsible. You still have to pay your bills, and it is very, very expensive to live here. So you have to be very, very responsible. I had to turn my fan on. Hold on, I'm right here. Just turning the fan on. It's that time of day when the sun is like my window is there and the sun is starting to come in. And even though it looks dark in here, the heat, I feel it. Anyways, um, so living here, yeah, you have to just be aware of the cost of living. And it's not something that everyone is comfortable with, because it's a lot of pressure and it's a different way of life. Yeah, it's a different like if I were to move to the deep south or if I were to move to the Midwest, speaking to you, David and Gibro, it's like if I were to move to one of those places, it would be an eye opener. It would be like, oh, wow, how am I gonna make a living here? How am I gonna get along here? How come I can't get food at 11 o'clock at night? How come I can't go to the beach where there's no beach? Oh, there is no beach here. Oh, okay. So I would have to learn how to live in your environment, which maybe for you, you've been doing it for the majority of your life or all your life. What am I missing? Gas is twice the price I pay for gas. Ah, wait. Okay. All right. You guys talking about gas? Oh, yo. At the same time, many are leaving California. Yeah. You know what? A lot of people are leaving California, and that's what they may say on the news. California has 40 million people here. So 40 million people that live here. So if 100,000 people move away, it makes zero difference in it makes no difference. And I guarantee you, even if they give you these numbers that 80,000 people or 100,000 people moved out, I guarantee you, first of all, 100,000 people wouldn't even make a dent in how huge the state is and how many people think about it. 40 million people live here. I think people lose sight of that. And it's just that in itself. It's like that's a huge, huge amount of people. And so if 100,000 people moved out this year, okay, there were probably 80,000 people or 120,000 people that moved in. They don't ever point that out also. Every darn day, practically, I come across people that have just moved to California and they're all excited because they're going to open up a yoga studio and they're going to do this. And the next thing I'm like, you know how many yoga studios we have in San Diego? And so it's you have to be here and spend time here to really, really get it. And don't lose sight of that 40 million people live here. So when you see how people like tons of people are moving out, maybe, but it isn't gonna change squat. It isn't however many people are moving away. I guarantee you people are moving in. And it's just too many people to really make a dent in. For goodness sakes. I mean, even if 1 million people moved out, which isn't happening, that really wouldn't even make that big of a dent. And it isn't 1 million people moving out. So, bonsoir, bonsoir. How are you? How are? It was so humid today. I was having, I had a hard time mowing your yard. I would think so. At the same time, many are leaving California. Yep, 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 yep. It's like New York City. I have never lived in New York City. I visited there, but it's I would guess it's one of those places where people, just like California, people are constantly moving there. And then people are constantly moving out of there. I would guess. And that's just a guess. I don't know. But, you know. I was in Dallas last year. It was so much traffic, but I love the people. Okay. I was in Dallas not for very long, but it was back in the 80s. And even back then in the late, it was like 89 or something, and I went through twice. And it was, yeah, it was really crowded, but I was kind of used to it because I grew up in LA, Los Angeles. So, it kind of was like, "Meh, here we go. Big city, lots of traffic, lots of cars, you know, Jason, I'm waiting for the California market to crash and hit bottom, then I'll move to California. There's still 40 million people here. I don't think the California market is going to crash. Did you know that California is economically the fourth, California, just the state, is the fourth largest economy in the world. Google it. If you don't believe me, Google it. Just California. The United States needs California because we produce so much. Not we, I mean, our state, this state is so big and so many people. If you look at the map, right? Here we go. Here we go, people. Gotta pull out the old map. Here's the United States, right? Look at how big California is. This is California here, right? And it's packed. 40 million people. How many people are in all of these states here? We have more people in our one state than all of these states combined in this one state. Think about it. Think about it. It's kind of wackadoodle. I mean, New York competes for population. I know Texas has a good, solid, heavy population. So does Florida. Um, Illinois. Yeah, there's a lot of high population for sure, but we still we produce a lot of income, which means that we produce a lot of taxes that are paid for sure. I don't know. I would love to live in New York City for you. You know what? I wanted to do that when I was in my 20s. I don't think I would want to do it right now. Thank you uh, for that perspective. Is always respected by me because you've always lived there. Yeah, I'm just giving you perspective. I'm just giving you perspective because it some people don't realize how enormous California is and how crowded how many people actually live here. You can go to places that are not crowded because most people live near the coast, right? So it's this big, long state. Like it's very big, right? Most people live on, within 20 miles of the coastline. And then there's this big chunk of the state where a lot of people don't live at all. So there's empty space for sure. Where are the most dangerous big cities in the US? Chicago and LA were cutthroats. I don't, I get grief. Lighting on. What did I do? Did I do something? I don't know. I think I might have touched one of my little buttons there. Uh, the most dangerous cities in the US. I don't know. I You could probably Google that. I don't know. I mean, you have to take everything in perspective too. Because if I mean Los Angeles may be on the top 10 list. I don't think they are like the number one. I think the number one is something like Missouri or something. The last time I looked, it was like some obscure state that nobody really thought, but they have the highest number of like M's, like pew pew. So I don't know. You gotta look at it for yourself. I am not a encyclopedia completely. I have some encyclopedia stuff going on in here, but not entirely. Currency money to mirror past. Not sure what that means. Not only did California produce cha-cha, it produced my lady friend, and for that reason, I was always a, oh, Jason is your lady friend from California. Is she? That's wonderful. Yay. Yay, yay. I'm an uncle in Lompoc. I think that's North LA. Yes. I believe Lompoc is like in central California. I would have to look specifically. I've heard of Lompoc, and I believe it's in central California. Where I live is in southern California. I live so far south in southern California that I am literally, and that's a loose term, right? But I could be at the Mexico border in my vehicle. I could be there in 20 minutes easily, easily, and parked and get out of my car and walk to the border and be over the border into Mexico in less than an hour on foot. Sure. Or if I drove, if I want to drive it. Chatting. My day has been good, Chad. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We were talking about California and the I guess the reasons people would or wouldn't move here, or maybe the misunderstandings about some things about California. I lived in New Hampshire and it's 20 miles of beach and I live right on the beach. I mean, the apartment was about 30 yards. Oh, that's really neat. That's really neat. New Hampshire, though, what did you live there any time in the winter? Was it cold? See, that's another thing that I am not used to is because I've lived in Southern California most of my life, our season we don't have, like, strong seasonal changes. We joke that it's early summer, summer, late summer, and next summer. We don't get a lot of that technically. Um, California, the bulk of California is a desert. We do have mountains. Absolutely, we do have mountains. And if you go up into the mountains, it's different. Absolutely, it's very different. But if you're on the flatland and if you go east, I mean, we are bumped up against Arizona. Have you ever seen pictures and things in Arizona and New Mexico? New Mexico is like flat nothing. There's just absolutely nothing going on in New Mexico. And I don't mean that in a bad way at all. I just mean it's desert. There is a lot, a lot of, a lot of that there. Good evening. Hi, Osman. Hi, Osman. How are you? Jason, she's from LA. Oh, yes, I'm from LA. Thank you, Jason. Thank you. Eagle 990. Nice talking to you. Love you. Thank you, Eagle 990. Yeah, I hope you come back. It's been nice. I don't know if you're leaving. It sounds maybe like you're leaving, but it's been nice having you here. If you do leave, I hope you come back. It never rains in the Southern California. That's a song. That's a song. Yep. You remember this like straight up, sir, straight up. A lot of wonderful things have come out of California. A lot of creativity. There's a lot of, the hippie vibe. There's a lot of musicians, a lot of artists, and not that there aren't in other places. There are a lot of other wonderful places where there's a lot of artists and creative people, but it never rains in Southern California. It does rain, but probably not like what a lot of you guys are used to when you think about rain. You probably get like rain. We get like trickle, 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 trickle. Maybe if we get a windstorm, maybe one of our plastic beach chairs blows over. And there's always the joke that the plastic beach chair that tips over during like Stormwatch 2026, that's like the drama of the plastic beach chair that tipped over during Stormwatch 2026. It's quite uneventful. So we don't get the weather because it is very desert like here. David, in the winter, New Hampshire is where I lived. It was like a ghost town in the summer. It was very crowded. That makes sense. That makes sense for the Northeast, right? Jason, a lot of unemployed actors collecting unemployment checks too. Well, you can only collect unemployment if you have paid into unemployment. So you would have had to have been an employed person, um, and you cannot collect unemployment if you quit your job. You would have to be, at least in California, you have to be fired. So that's the way it works here, as far as I understand. I have never collected unemployment. Although one of my children collected unemployment at the beginning of the pandemic because that child at the time, which was, 6 and something years ago, that child had been working at a restaurant for like 3 years while in school. And the restaurant got shut down during the beginning of the pandemic. And that child was able to collect unemployment because that child had been paying into the unemployment fund and so was able to for until the restaurants opened up again. I don't know, it was like 6 months or something. I don't know exactly the time frame, but was able to collect unemployment during that period of time. You can't just collect unemployment um, as a person who's never worked, you have to work and you pay into it, and then you can it's like a savings account, then you can withdraw the money out. I know there are a lot of misunderstandings about California, and um, it's not as easy as you think to get money from the state. It's really, really not. There was a guy that lives down the street from me, and he just recently, I think like 2 months ago, uh, he told I was walking along and we got talking and he said, "Yeah, I got fired from my job." He's like, "I think I'll go and I'll collect, welfare and food stamps and all this stuff." And I was like, "You can't do that." I mean, you can collect if you were fired, you can if you paid into unemployment, then you can collect unemployment. But he had 3 vehicles, 2 sports cars, and a truck. And I'm like, you are not going to get welfare, and you are not getting food stamps, and you are not getting any other state aid because they will run a background, they will run a check on you. And if your name is on anything like that, they're like, you have assets. We are not giving you free stuff because if you're so poor that you think you need welfare or free healthcare or free this or free that or free anything, sell one of your vehicles, sell 2 of your vehicles. Maybe you need to sell all 3 of your vehicles because we're not giving you money. The state does not just do that. You have to work from home when during the COVID pandemic. Um, I did not. I kept going into my office. Yes, I know, just an odd actor's joke, an old actor's joke. I know. Hindi, Hindi, no English, right? um, no, because where I work, it's just a couple of people, and so we could keep distance and we would keep windows open and we made it work. It was fine. I never got sick. Um, and nobody in the area where I worked got sick that I knew of. There was one person down the hall that chose to go down to Mexico on holiday during the lockdown, and that person came back with the C, the pandemic virus, right? And which was like, what the hell are you going down to Mexico and going on a holiday down there for during all this chaos? It was just dumb. But whatever, people are gonna be, Joe, I missed you too much. Joe, how are you? How are you, sweetie? Let's see, for you, it's 1:06 in the morning. I think you still look amazing. Thank you. I've got puka shells on tonight. Are you familiar with puka shells? You might be too young to know what puka shells are. It's an old actor talking about former coasters always seeing each other at the unemployment office. Yeah, I think that's an old actor's joke, probably. But, a lot of actors also, they have jobs like restaurant jobs or whatever. But you have to get fired to collect unemployment. That's the whole thing. It's not like if you quit your job. If you quit your job, you cannot collect unemployment. It doesn't work that way. You actually have to get fired. So, and believe me, the unemployment office will check or get laid off, like during the pandemic, like when one of my children was able to collect unemployment because they were laid off due to the pandemic, right? Does that make sense? So it's not like all you hear about, like California's just throwing money at people. Isn't that true? Trust me, is not true, is not true. People are dinglings to believe that. I got vaccinated, but it probably didn't matter. Uh, Joe, I'm good, lovely here. How are you? I'm happy to see you tonight. Love the next. Thank you, Joe. It's good to see you, my friend. Glad you're here. I'll be here a little bit longer, I think. A skosh bit longer. Um, I was here a lot last night, so I'm gonna probably take it a little more easy tonight. But I like hanging out with you guys. We've been talking about California specifically and about a lot of, I don't know if I'm quashing some misunderstandings about California, maybe because people have a lot of, um, they hear a lot of stuff, but the truth isn't always what it, what people blah blah about. Reality is reality. This is it. It's life, and there are a lot of people. We were talking about how many people, 40 million people, 40 million people live in California. And that's a lot. That's a lot of people. So, yep, what you read isn't always a true, true that, man. And yeah, 100%. It's often way off base from the reality of stuff. Who's your favorite male actor? I have three, but I think Jack Nicholson is my top favorite. Ooh, I always loved Jimmy well, you know what? It would depend on, like, generation-wise or maybe genre of movie, or are we talking about TV actors or movie actors or, like, in what generation? I love Jimmy Stewart, James Stewart, like, from the '40s and the '50s and maybe the '60s. So, yeah. Um Jack Nicholson, for sure. He was hilarious, and he was kind of downright swaggered and evil, but then funny and sexy, and he was all the things. He really could slide into, he was so confident. Uh, Jimmy, like Jimmy Stewart, right? Do you remember Jimmy Stewart? That was a long time ago. He was a Christmas movie. It's a Wonderful Life. It's a Wonderful Life was Jimmy Stewart, and I like the old actors, yeah. And Al Pacino. What was the guy's name who was the lead in The Sopranos? The father. I think he's passed away now. Um, and I can't remember his name, but I loved that character. I loved The Sopranos. That whole series was fantastic. I don't know if you guys watch any series of shows, but we can talk about series of things. I'd say Jason Statham or whatever he is called, and taken off a good actor. I don't watch many films. Yeah, I don't know who that one is. Jason, It's a Wonderful Life is shown at our town movie theater every year. It's a classic. It's my favorite Christmas movie, and I used to, although I haven't done it recently, I used to play it on Christmas Eve on loop. Just I had a DVD of it, and I would just play it, and when it was done, I would play it again, and it was done, I would play it again, it was done, I would just play it over and over and over and over. One of my absolute favorite Christmas movies. Oh, yeah, I love Yellowstone. Yellowstone, I never saw that one, but I've heard it's very, very good, very, very good. Just James Gandolfini was Tony's partner. Yes, yes, yes. He did pass away, I think, didn't he? but he was a fantastic actor, and he played that part so well. Loved it very much. I also liked, um, 6 Feet Under. Do you remember that one? 6 Feet Under was I thought was a really good series if we were gonna talk about, like, shows that are a series. I don't know. I can't remember the names of the actors. I can think of them in my head. One of the leads in that one also was the lead in Dexter, which was another series that I loved greatly. 6 Feet Under came out around, I think it was, like, on HBO, but it came out around 2000, like 25 years ago. And then Dexter came out maybe 10 or 15 years ago. Name was unhopeful. Joe. Thank you, Joe. You're so sweet. You're so sweet. And I love Games of Thrones. Shoot, I never saw Games of Thrones. That one I see. There's so much stuff out there that I have seen a bunch, but then there's a lot that I have not seen. So it's like I've never seen Harry Potter even. Um, there's stuff that I would rather read. I saw Californication. I saw Breaking Bad. Do you remember Breaking Bad? That was really good. And then Better Call Saul, which was like a prequel to Breaking Bad. And that, I think they still have episodes coming out, but um I like True Blood. Oh, I'm not familiar with that. I don't even think I've heard of that. Yeah. What is True Blood? That makes me think of the young man who's a singer and he goes by the name Youngblood. One of my kids just saw Youngblood, the singer, in concert like a week or two ago here in San Diego. So, how about that? I don't know. I have one of my children is very into seeing live music. 35 age passport Delhi airport. Not sure what that means. Not sure what that means. David. Oh yeah. Young Blood, you mean Jason. True Blood was a vampire show on HBO. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, hence the name True Blood, right? I I didn't see that one. But I've never had HBO either. So, that's bad on me. I've never been one to have like a ton of streaming services. For probably almost 18 or 20 years, had Netflix, and just in February, I canceled that. And they are hitting me hard back. I was paying, I think when I canceled it, I was paying 17.99 a month, right? And the reason I canceled it was because I realized I hadn't watched it in like 6 months. And I'm like, $20 a month for 6 months, and I haven't even opened the app. I haven't even looked at it. And I'm like, why am I even keeping this? This is stupid because I feel like I ought to keep it, right? So I thought, you know what? Like I did back in 2016 with cable TV, I'm like, I'll get rid of it. And then if I miss it, I can get it back. It's not going anywhere. So I canceled my Netflix and they came back hard. Netflix came back hard at me with the emails, and they still, about once a week, I get an email from Netflix saying, "Hey, come back. We'll give it to you for 8.99 a month or 7.99 a month." I'm like, I guess that's the way you get a lower price on a streaming service that you've been a part of for a while is you cancel it and then they come back at you with like $10 less a month. And it wasn't even just about that. It was like I wasn't using it. I'm like, I'm one of these people. It's like I'm not using it. I need to get it out of my life. And honestly, for $18 a month, if I'm not looking at it, that's $18 a month. So do I like Matthew McConaughey? I do. I think he's very talented. Yeah. Okay. Back for a minute. Oh, G-Bro's back. Hey, G-Bro. Um, we're talking now about like streaming services and also um like series that we've watched. And I was talking about how I canceled my Netflix, and Netflix, I was paying 18 bucks a month, and Netflix came back and was offering me 8.99 a month. I tell you, it's weird. Just cancel your membership and hold. Just hit the hold button, but the pause button in your brain for like 2 weeks, and whatever service will come back to you with a much lower price. West Wing. Yes, Jason. I remember I loved the West Wing. That was a very good show. It actually was a lot of good insight, wasn't it? Joe, you were something else. You were telling. Aw, Joe, you're so sweet. You're so sweet. Maybe they can do as good as Sirius Radio. Does Sirius do the same thing? Like, if you've been subscribed to it, I never subscribed to Sirius Radio. Um, but I would guess it's kind of the same thing because originally, well, I think it got really popular when Howard Stern went over to Sirius, right? And it got expensive. And so it's like, nah, nah, I'm not gonna do that. But I'll bet you now, I got Sirius Radio down to 450. Right? 450 a month. And I don't know what they charge to like somebody new starting up. What is like the actual going rate for Sirius? Is it like 30 bucks a month or something like I don't have any idea. Um Wasim, 78 age, 35 agent. Don't know what that means, Wasim. Don't know what that means. Job service contract. I still don't know what that means. Yes, they do, Judge. Right? Right? So any of these streaming things, I mean, you don't, you 100% don't need to pay that full price thing that you are just kind of been locked into for years and years. Just cancel it. Just go in online and cancel it. I guarantee you they will come banging down at your email going, hey, come back. We'll lower it. You wait another week. We'll lower it more. Wait another week. They'll lower it more. And it works every time. I mean, I got Netflix to come down 10 bucks. I still haven't re-signed up for it because I haven't needed it. I mean, need it? Do I need it? I have Prime. I don't even watch that very much. So I'm just saying, you don't have to be a slave to the man. It's terrible. New person is about 30 a month. Oh, hot dog for serious? 30 bucks? And you got him down to 450. Well done, G-Bro. Well done. You are my friend for good. We get each other because all you have to do is push back a little bit. Yeah, serious. I'm about to get a shower and go to bed. I'll be back in 15. Okay, Joe. Okay. I may be here still, so go enjoy your shower. It, that's a weird thing to say. Have a good shower. Clean yourself. Exactly, you don't need to pay I agree, bro. Once you kind of get that sweet taste of like, "Ooh, ooh, they need me more than I need them," especially those big streaming services, whether it be like Sirius, like radio, Sirius, or like one of the big movie or TV streaming services that you pay on a regular monthly basis. So you don't always have to pay so much. Thank you, Chacha. I think this cell phone is enough, Muhammad Abid. Okay, here's what I do with my cell phone. You wanna know? This is me just cheap, 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 cheap. I'm not always cheap. But if it's something that I know they are just kind of screwing me over just to get richer, I'm gonna fight for it for sure. Yeah, G bro, see? Um, my phone, I will admit that I'm currently using AT&T. Prior to that, I used Verizon, but currently I use AT&T. And T. And you know what I found out? I found out almost 2 years ago, and mind you, I am 60. I am over 60. I found out 2 years ago that and I was paying almost $100 a month for my phone monthly plan, right? And it was a basic plan, right? I found out 2 years ago, so I was like 58 or 59, that and they will not tell you this, but AT&T at 55 years old offers you the same exact plan, but it's a senior discount at 55 for only $45 a month. And I get the same full service. So I was paying twice that. I was paying almost $90 a month for 4 years, and they never told me. They don't advertise it. They don't make anything of it. But if you ask for it, do you have a senior discount? And what are the qualifications for it? It's for 55 and up. So, I mean, I don't know how old you guys are, but that's how old I am. And I was like, oh, darn it. Arr!" For like 3 or 4 years, I was paying twice what I needed to pay. And so for the last 2 years, I through AT&T, I only pay $45 a month. And that's a flat rate for being over 55. So just saying, whoever your like phone carrier is, ask them because I don't know if any of them will just offer it to you. You have to ask. I actually, the way I found out was I had gone in to the local AT&T store, I don't know, something with my phone. I don't even remember what it was. Maybe I needed a new charger or whatever. But there was this young man who helped me, and when I was paying for whatever for my phone, I can't remember. He was like, "Well, can I see your ID?" And so I handed him my ID, and he's like, "Oh," he said, "Are you over 55?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "Are you on our, you know, whatever plan?" And I was like, "No. What are you talking about there, buckaroo?" And he explained it to me, and I was like, "Sign me up right now." And he was such a nice guy. I wrote him a great review, and from then forward, I got the 45, but he told me I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. He got the most glorious review on Google reviews from, I don't know, whatever, whatever. I'm just saying, you just ask for stuff. You have to. Wasim, good night. Good night, Mom G. Good night. Thank you. 4748. Hey, how are you? How are you? How are you? Jason, the only streaming apps I use is Peacock, Disney's, and Netflix. Right. And if you're happy with all of them, then straight up, you're in good to go. You're good to go. But you could cancel your Netflix and then wait. If I don't know how much you're paying for your Netflix, Jason, if you're paying that 17.99 a month, you could cancel it and wait like a week or two and see they will come back to you with an email saying, "Oh, wait, we can give it to you for 8.99." Main baby age 45, 35 age. Okay. Okie dokie. Not sure what that means about the main baby age. I, I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand what main baby age is. Um, anyway, so I guess that's it. I got off on a bit of a rant there, didn't I? Sorry, folks. I have no idea. Does anyone have anything they want to ask me? Or if this is just me gone off on a, I just, when I sit back, it almost looks like pearls, right? I'll look for a shishi. I look for a fancy shishi. These are puka shells, though. I mean, very inexpensive puka shells, right? I have a lot of puka shells. I have a lot of puka shell necklaces. So I like Tubi, which is free. Yes, I have. I keep looking for my phone, but this is my phone. I have Tubi, and I also have Freebie, um, which I don't look at either one of those very often, but once in a while, if I'm really boring, I'm Muhammad Abid. What do you eat this morning? Um, well, for me, it's evening, and this morning I had a protein shake. And then for dinner, which is going to be soon, I'm going to have roasted chicken and Brussels sprouts with cheese melted on them and some nuts. So, David, I subscribe to HelloFresh, which is a food delivery service. It includes all the ingredients you need, how to prepare it. It was so delicious, but it got too expensive at $70 a week. I've heard of HelloFresh, yeah, and I know there is a lady in my building who she doesn't ever leave her apartment, and she has everything ordered in, and I think she did HelloFresh for a while, but I never actually got to speak with her about it. But I believe it could be expensive, yeah, for sure. Jason, now let's talk UFOs, Bigfoot, skincare. I know. How random. Okay, Jason, you're just like, how random can we go here? Can we go like all the way random? Like all the way random. Yeah, we can go all the way random. Although I've heard of Mothman, but I'm not exactly sure what it is. Let's talk UFOs. Hmm, I don't know. Bigfoot, I'm fascinated with. Um, and I don't live near the Appalachian Mountains, but okay, I have a small Scotia kind of fascination with the lore or the sort of stories that you hear coming out of like Appalachian Mountains or Appalachian areas where they talk about, you know, if you're walking alone at night and if you hear your name being whispered in your ear. Don't look. Just keep going. Just keep going. I'm like, oh, darn, that's good. That's good for 748 Yeti versus Bigfoot. I thought they were the same. I wonder who would win. What is okay, what is the difference between Yeti and Bigfoot? I I thought Yeti was a different word for Bigfoot. I thought they were the same thing. Are they just different, like, mountain oh, creatures? And are they in different areas? Because I have no idea. I have heard that, like, Bigfoot is up in, like, northern United States, or northern I don't know, that would mean Canada also, right? Right? Wouldn't that mean Canada also? I threw in skincare just to make you that's very random, right? It's like skincare. I don't even I don't know enough about skincare. I don't know I don't know much about any of those topics, but I'm down. I'm down to and I don't even know what Mothman is, although it seems as though I've heard of it. Uh, right, Jason, the scary thing about the Appalachian Mountains are the hillbilly cannibals. Ooh, ooh, is that real or is that lore? See, that's the lore thing. It's like how much lore is there? And sorry, my hair just keeps I got the fan blowing on me. Um, how much is lore and how much is like maybe a little bit of truth, right? Hillbilly cannibals. Oof. Are they smart enough to do that? Well, they're a little wackadoodles, so they can probably do anything. Yeti is more commonly known as the abominable snowman. Well, that's a cartoon then, right? That was a cartoon from like children's movies, I think. Do you ever go looking for sand dollars on the beach or collect shells? Or have you put a shell up your ear? They say you can hear the sea. Where I live, there are not sand dollars. Those are in certain parts of the world, but they are not here. Um, you can, I mean, there are so many tourists here that everything has been picked clean. There's not much on the beach anymore. But you can go to tourist shops and there are shops that sell all kinds of shells. And yes, if you find a big like conch shell and put it up to your ear, you can hear what sound it does sound like the ocean. Probably something to do with the air blowing through it, but it's like whoosh, you do hear a sound. Yeti is white for a monster from the Himalayas. Oh, from the Himalayas. Ah. Well, Bigfoot is a brown-haired monster from the woods in America. Okay, so Yeti is from the Himalayas. All right, I didn't know that. But thank you for 748 for that. All lore is based on a certain amount of truth. I think maybe, sure, why not? I'm here to believe. I'm here to believe that it could be true. Why not? Whoa. This morning, Muhammad admitted, I had 2 fried eggs on a dark wheat toast, slight sharp cheddar, baked pepper on the eggs. I toasted a bit of the cup of cappuccino oatmeal. Ooh, that sounds very good, Muhammad Abid. And did you just wake up? Did you just get up? It's early for you. Joe is back. And Joe, are you freshly showered? Thank you. That's so interesting coming from a beach girl. Yeah, I'm not sure where you would need to go to find sand dollars, but it's not California. You sometimes might see some little shells, but honestly, they get picked up pretty quickly. So, There's a lot of sand. There's a lot of seaweed. Uh, there are rocks, but shells, no, not probably that much. Sometimes you find glass. So there's that. There's that, I guess. Just just saying. Oh my gosh. Okay. Gulf Coast. Yeah, see, possibly that could be where you're gonna find more of the shells and more of like sand dollars because you don't find sand dollars here. I did enjoy that shower. Oh, Joe. Funny, funny, funny. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, it's probably time, I hate to say it, probably time for me to call it a night and get my own dinner and you know, my own shower. I'm gonna have my roasted chicken and my Brussels sprouts with cheese and my nuts and maybe take a shower. But I love you guys very much. And I'm not sure. No, no, no. No, not yet. Not yet. Should I wait? Should I wait and like hang out a bit longer? Okay. Well, if that's the case, I do need to go to the loo. So I will come back. I'm gonna just mute and I'll be back in a minute. Okay. Thank you. Excuse me for that. But girls gotta go. Girls gotta go. After what? Almost 2 hours. It's wow. Does that make it? Now I can read. Okay. I just finished dinner and it had post pot roast cooked in a slow cooker with butter. That sounds really good. Okay, have a good night and come back later. I didn't actually leave. I just I needed a potty break, right? She was like, no, it only takes me a minute or two to, but when I sit here for, you know, hour and a half, 2 hours, or have a good night. Oh, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I don't know who's there, but I'm back. I'm back. I'm really, really back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm really. Why does she want to leave so early? It's only 5:41 there, but she probably has a date or is just tired. Well, no, it's not. It's it's not. It's like it's still light out. Can you see the sun on my hands? Right? See how the light, that's the sun on me still. The sun has not even gone down yet. Yeah, it's 5:44. No, I didn't know if we were like we'd run out of things to talk about. So it's not that I need to leave. Um, but Alex, hi, change address. Black is know your color. Well, okie dokie. I'll get right on that. She looks good. You know what? Sometimes a girl's gotta change it up. I was actually wearing today when I had to go to the shop today to buy um just food. And I was wearing like green pants and a blue tank top. It's like I wear different things. I don't walk around Cha-Cha's back in black. ACDC is Acha Dacha. Acha Dacha. Oh my gosh, I love that. Jason, I love that. Acha Dacha. Acha Dacha. Oh my gosh. I wish I would have thought of that. I wish I would have thought of that as like a name. That's really funny. Black is classy and she's fine in black. Thank you. Thank you, Joe. Yeah, well, Alex is um just has an opinion. Everyone is entitled to their opinion. And occasionally I may wear a color that one or two of you, it's not maybe not be your favorite, but life isn't perfect, is it now? Why do we have to talk about stuff for you to stay? Well, I mean, I could just sit here. I mean, I can, you guys kind of got to know me. I can probably blah, blah, blah about all kinds of stuff for hours and hours. But do you really want that? Jason retracted his massage. Mike Fugay, my opinion is you should marry me. Ah, well, that's an everyone is entitled to their opinion. Thank you, Mike. That's very nice. Jason, I'm waiting to see if Cha-Cha has a royal blue dress. Ah, just plain without flowers on it. Like yesterday, and I did 3 live streams yesterday. That was kind of chaos. And I thought, well, and it also made me think, am I gonna burn out? The people that are watching, I don't wanna burn people out on me, you know what I'm saying? There is that thing, it's like burnout, 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 burnout. Um, but I did wear a dress that it almost looked black, but it was actually deep, deep, deep blue, and it had flowers on it. So, okay, wait, royal blue. I love the color royal blue, and I could get a royal blue dress. You can be so serious, but it makes you sexy. I can go from one end of the spectrum to the other, right, Joe? It's like I can be all over the board, but blab away, baby, as long as you stay. Blah blah. I'm talking. Okay, so who was it? Jason was saying about Harpreet. Hi, how are you? Uh, so Jason, yes, Jason was asking about a royal blue, and I love the color royal blue, like a deep, deep, like deep ocean blue, right? Um, and are you thinking, what are you imagining, right? Are you imagining just the whole dress, just like solid color? Or are you imagining like with some kind of flowers on it? Because I wear both, right? I wear, I do not have, because I have a royal blue dress but it has flowers on it. I do not have a plain, just a solid royal blue dress. But doesn't mean I can't get one. I will think about that. That's why you do intermissions, right? Oh, right. Well, yesterday I was it was kind of an experiment, to be honest. I started very early for me in the day because I took it was Friday and I got off work early and I thought, what? Let me try these three different time spaces and let's see what happens. And it was very interesting. But then I also think about like, well, wait a minute. I might be burning people out. By the end of it, I was kind of burned out and I was like, I was kind of tired of myself. So I'm like, oh, shut up, woman. Just shut up. Had enough of you. And I had to shut myself down because there was enough of that. We will respond about one thing or another, royal blue or pink. Blonde just goes with pink. I have yesterday when I first started my first live stream yesterday, I was wearing a pink dress that I did not like. And it had a zipper, and the dress itself just was not attractive. And then I also have a plain pink dress that is more like the traditional ones that I wear that are kind of low cut. And so I have that. Um, Whatever, it's all up to you, do what you wanna do, right? Exactly, exactly. So if somebody comes on here and goes, "You know what? You're wearing black, and that looks crappy on you. You shouldn't wear black." Hey, dude didn't know if I maybe went to a service today for somebody that had passed, and maybe I'm in mourning, right? Dude came in here hot with the comments, so he should apologize because nobody knows why someone's wearing black, and you don't need to be in mourning to wear black. Black is a color. It's a color. It's a color. And blonde, I agree. I agree, Jason. Thank you. Um, Blonde looks good on certain colors. You know what it doesn't look good on? It does not look good on like sun colors like yellow or orange. It can do okay on red, But like yellow, I look terrible. Well, maybe that's just I'm very, very pale white person. Um, Not the most pale white person, but I am white. White, very, very, I'm very, very, I mean, you look inside my arm, I am very, very white. Um, where am I going with this? I am sidetracked. Oh, colors that look good with like the blonde hair. Yeah, and I think darker colors tend to go well with the light hair. And yeah, pink. I can wear pink. If it's like a deeper pink, it's a full-fledged color, but really pale colors like yellow or orange, don't look good in that at all. Looks weird. I like freaky. I am a freaky, freaky monster. Joe, it's 152 in here. Oh, you okay, David? I be white too. Yeah, I don't look I can wear white, and who doesn't wear white? But I white is not one of my best colors. Yes, so I'm good, thank you. Are you okay, David? I hope you're okay. Why is he asking? Red, pink, it's a nice pink. Yeah, I don't know what you call it, like, like a would it be magenta or I'm not even sure. But yeah, there are these dark, deep pinks that I haven't seen a dress yet that I like, that I think it would work. That was like a dark, dark. I do have a regular pink dress. Another one, not the one with the zipper that I didn't like. Like I always say, I'm whiter than a charm. Well, when I did my like a nice pink, like the pink all guys like, I don't know what the pink is. Well, unless you're being gross, because there are guys that come on here and say, things about the color pink. Um, Alex, okay, look good with dark colors. Oh, Alex and Dak Yummy Dershadyaskis 165. That's a name. Thank you. Thank you. Harpreet. After I did that, Harpreet's like, oh hell no, don't sick her on me. She gonna say something. Love the ring, sweetheart. Which one? Which one? I'm these are like lately I've been wearing these. I have like in my little ring bowls, I have tons of rings, but lately this has been, do I get sunburn easily? No, weirdly I don't. I don't. Um in the last, but okay, there's a caveat here. In the last, when I used to spend time like in the sun, like sunbathing, I was very good at learning how long I could be out there. And then I would have to get out of the sun, and then like the next day I could do a little more, and I would brown really nicely. But yes, I can burn. If I just lay there, yeah, sure, I'm gonna burn 100%. Um, the metal with no stone looks Celtic. Oh, this one. That's the Tree of Life. I used to have um a Clawder ring, but um and I'm not sure if you probably know what a Clawder ring is. Um I need to eat and study. Okay, Jason. Okay, Jason. Thanks for being here. Have a good night. I hope I get to see you soon, my dear. Have a good night. The mental with no, oh, the metal with no sun. Oh, here we go. Back to cluttering. Yes, about 15, 18 years ago, I had a Claddagh ring, which is an Irish ring, right? And anyways, but my daughter, one of my daughters, I guess specify any particular child, one of my children, will just say, one of my children who used to borrow my jewelry all the time and lost a lot of that jewelry because at the time, that child was going through a chaotic, I am going to party all day and all night, and I am going to be a crazy person and lose everything phase. It was just a phase, right? She's fine now. But that one child did borrow my Claudia ring, and I have never seen it since. So there's that. But this is, I think that's the tree of life, right? So a lot of people get it tattooed on themselves and stuff. Yeah, bye, Jason. Yes, that one. Yeah. Sorry. Here we are then. It was this one. I think it will look good on you. Muhammad Abid. Oh, I think purple, like lavender purple, is that what you're saying? Would look good on you. Mm. I do not have a dress that is lavender or purple. So, Muhammad Abid, I will keep that in mind the next time I'm looking to bring new colors into my dresses. It just gets expensive to keep buying new dresses. Uh, I do sunburn easily. My skin starts peeling off. Yeah, you gotta be careful. You gotta do it in small doses, David. Like, you go out for like 10 minutes and then get out of the sun. Especially as we get older, our skin is more delicate, right? 10 minutes out, next day, it's a nice day. You lay on the other side, 10 minutes, and then you get out. Just you just can't stay out there and cook yourself like we used to back in the 70s and the 80s. I don't know. I was the same when I was younger. Can't blame her. Oh, my kid taking my rings. Oh, I know. I don't blame my kid at all. At all. In fact, last weekend we went out to do something together, and that child and I actually for some reason the quarter ring came up, which is why it was sort of in the forefront of my mind. And because she's very remorseful about those those years. She's in her late 20s now, and she's remorseful about those years. And I said, "Well, yeah, I used to have." She's like, "Yeah, I used to take your jewelry," and I'm like, "I know you did. I know you did," because I think I commented on one of her rings, and um, I said, "Yeah, that I had a Claudia ring," and she's like, "What is that?" I'm like, "Well, it's an Irish ring," and blah blah. I kind of explained it to her, and she's like, "Did I take it?" And she's like, "Mama, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I was a real asshole when I was a teenager." And and she means it, she means it sincerely that she feels badly, you know. She does. She feels badly that she was the person she went through a but I just look at it as like it's you know she has learned from it, and she's a completely different person now, and a very, very wonderful, productive person in life. So I think it's just part of growing up, kids will be kids. That's all there is to it. And Joe, speaking of that, it makes me think of, because I'm thinking about my kids. Now I'm thinking about London. I have a cousin who I grew up living next door to, and she married a guy who was from UK. He was out in Los Angeles working for Disney, and she was also working for Disney. And he's a tech kind of a guy. I don't know what she was doing, but they met there and they went to falling in love. This is back in the 90s or something. Got married and they moved back to London. And so they've been there since the 90s or some late 90s, something like that. And so they've had two kids. I think it's, yeah, just two. And what's those things people use on the beach to look for lost children? Oh, like metal detectors, right? I guess a metal detector. Um, he's back in two babes. I need water. Oh, okay. Um, do you have three children? I have many, many children. I have dozens of children, David. I really don't mean to be talking about my children because this isn't about my children. It's about my experiences in my life. Some of them may involve the dozens and dozens and dozens of children that I have because I'm not going to specify. I'm not I'm not going to specify. Oh my gosh, that's a cute little love story. Is it? Is it? Is it? Is it? What's the cute love story there, Miss Wynn? Yes, purple dress will look good on you. Purple or lavender. Okay. Um, I do not currently have one that is that color that you are putting the little dot about. Um, so I will just have to wait and see. You know what I should do is set up a way that if you guys want to buy me a dress, you can buy the color you want and I'll wear it. But it's hard when like so many people like different colors, different colors, different colors. I'm like, I can't keep buying these. It gets expensive. Gets expensive. If you want to see me in a certain color, you can buy me the dress. If you have a daughter, does she have beautiful long blonde hair like yours? If allowed to ask. I'm not going to talk anymore about any of my children. I'm just gonna, I already said too much. So we're gonna leave that out of it because this is not about them. And I don't, that's just not, it's not fair to them because any of them, all the dozen of them, it's not fair to any of them because they did not sign up for this. So, and yeah, and that's a little creepy to ask about my children in that way. Like, what do my children look like? What do my female children look like? Yeah, no, not gonna describe what my female children look like to you. Mm-mm. You can like have your little imagination about me, but you leave my kids. And in fact, I'm not going to talk about my kids anymore. So, drawing the line, drawing a hard line. We are no longer talking about that. So, please don't bring up any of my progeny anymore. Please. I I absolutely appreciate that. 100%, right? And I know you guys can understand that, right? I need to protect my family. And I am a mama bear, and I will always protect my children. David, don't be dramatic. I'll go now. No, just because I said no doesn't mean you have to be dramatic. So please do not be dramatic. I didn't know you had kids. I don't have any myself. You are lucky. Well, I'm an elderly woman. You are perfect. Thank you. David, good night. Are you going to bed, David? Well, thank you for being here, David. Um, you certainly don't need to go on that note, but if you feel like you want to go, that's your choice. But don't try to manipulate me. That's all I'm saying, David. Don't try to manipulate me. Just because I tell you no, I'm not going to talk about something doesn't mean you have to leave. It just means that, no, I'm not going to talk about something. That's all it means. I would like you to stay, David. So I hope you do. I hope you do stay. That's all I'm saying. Right? Right? See, Joe gets it. It's like, am I or am I not allowed to say no? I mean, come on now. I'm out here on the interwebs talking to people who are in different places around the world. And you guys are pretty anonymous to me. I mean, all I see for you guys is names, right? Just, names, and I get to know you, your personalities, by the way you interact, by the way you behave, by the way the whole thing, right? So, okay, I'll say, thank you, David. Good choice. Well done. Well done. That's the mature thing to do. Just accept my decision, and that's good. Just thought I pissed you off, so I thought I'd go. David, 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 David. If you pissed me off to the point of that, believe me, I can delete you just like I can delete anyone else. No, 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 no. You did not. All I did was say, I don't want to talk about that subject anymore. That's all. Period. Period. There are so many subjects, aren't there, that we can talk about. Let's change the subject altogether. All together now. Let's change the subject. What? I still look down here and I see boxes of albums. I could go grab an album to like spark the conversation. I've got albums over there. I've got 2 boxes of albums there. I've got stuff, man. I could spark the conversation. Should I? Should want me to get some albums? We could do that. She's a strong woman. I sent you. You are hungry. You eat your chicken and come back. Muhammad Abid. Joe. Yep, let's change. Yeah, we're gonna change the subject. I'm looking at my albums and I'm thinking, I wish, what I really, really wish is because over here in front of me, I have a record player. And I have all these boxes of records. I wish I could play music, and we could like rock out to some old music that I used to listen to when I was younger, but can't do that. Unfortunately, that is verboten on YouTube. It's forbidden, so can't do that. Um, I mean, I could do that. Or we could just talk about something else. Ow, money, 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 money. Um, my knee, not money. My knee, 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 my knee. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Oh God, my brain. Sometimes eeny, meeny, miny, mo. My knee meant my knee, but it sounded like money. And then it turned into eeny, meeny, miny, mo. That's that's my brain. I have to live with this all the time. I have to live with this brain saying those things to me all the time. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I was adopted. Okay, so that brings me to a story. I was adopted, right? Some of you may remember that. And my mother, who adopted me, jokes that she went in to look at the babies that were up for adoption. And she said, "Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I'll take meeny." She says that, and she says it to this day. She thinks that's the most hilarious joke. Probably the meanest thing you can say to your kid. I'll just say that. Okay, let's go through your stuff. You should get a guitar. I don't know how to play guitar. Can I go get water yet, mistress? Yes, you may go get water. David, I learned my lesson very well. Guitar lesson? Or what are we? Or are you guys getting sarcastic with me? Are you guys getting sarcastic? If you're getting sarcastic, come on now. Come on. Is that what's going on? Really? Is that what's going on, you guys? You guys are really being that way with me. I'll just play with my hair then. I can't play with you, then I'll play with my hair. My mature woman's mullet. I could. I could just play with my mullet. I can't wait till this. Why? I either that or I just cut it off here and let it grow again. But it used to all be this long. It used to all be this long. And then I went crazy one night and decided to give myself a mullet, which I don't really mind the mullet, quite honestly. I've always done weird things with my hair, and I do cut my own hair. Uh, I, I'm, I'm learning what not to ask you. Okie dokie, okie dokie, okay, you control how I feel right now. Are you feeling, are you feeling submissive? Is that what's happening? Oh my, your hair is awesome. Well, thank you, David. Thank you. It's, I did, uh, well, thank you. That's all I'm gonna say. I mean, I don't even know. I need to, I, yeah, I did wash it today. I wash it pretty much. Well, not wash it. I get it wet and I put conditioner on it. I don't put soap on it or shampoo on it every day because that would dry it out, I think. And I've read a lot of like stuff on like, not that you guys care about like long hair, women's hair products, but um don't put soap on it like every day or shampoo, meaning like shampoo on it every day because that's like strips all the moisture out of it. Right, right, right. It needs Joe, Joe. Uh, well, uh, no comment on that one. No comment on that one. Maybe I will get some records. Do you guys want to go through some records? We've done this before, but we could. Let me. They're right here. So let me grab some. I'll just grab some. I can't see them with my glasses on because. Okay, hold on. Let me dig. Let me dig a little. Let's see what we got. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. Here's what we got. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. Oh my. Yes. 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 Okay. Oh, good grief. Hold on. It's almost okay. Okay. Oh, it's heavy. I got a whole bunch. Look, I got a whole bunch. It's heavy though. I gotta set them down. Oh, good grief. What am I doing? I know I went through a lot of these before. And you know what else I got? And this is, oh my gosh, look at this. Oh, I had to crawl under the table to the box. Remember these? Remember these? These are these are 45s. And I just have them in a bag, right? Not well cared for, as you can see. Certainly not well cared for. There's only a few of them in the back that still have the sleeve on them, but most of them are horribly cared for. Oh, you remember that though? Oh, good God. It's it's a little dusty under that table and in that box. I don't go through it very often, but this particular collection that I just grabbed. Look at how many I grabbed. Oh, it's heavy. Look at how many I grabbed. Albums. That's how much it's heavy. Okay. And so I have them like sitting down here. So we'll go through them if you want. I don't know if you want. Maybe if you want. Okay. Are you guys game for it? I can't read, so let me put my glasses. Oh God, I got really dusty under there. That's how well I take care of my records, my old records, right? Muhammad Abi, we love you. Everyone be nice to her. Oh, Muhammad Abi, thank you. I think everyone here is nice. Can you go through each one and talk about them, please? And there's more. Oh, I have many more. That big stack that I have right here. Okay. Let's see, what are we gonna start with? Oh, oh, they're not. I have them turned sideways. Wait, what? Oh no, I don't. Okay. These are in clearly in no particular order. I was born in 1965. I started collecting records at probably 1976. My first album, you guys tell me this. What was the first album, like the first record that you got? The first one I got, and I still have it here somewhere. I don't know if it's in this pile. Let me see if it's in this pile. I don't think it is. If it shows up, I'll be surprised. I think it's over there. Anyways, my first album was Peter Frampton Comes Alive. And I think that came out in 1976. And my dad got it for me for Christmas because my parents got me for Christmas right before between my 11th and 12th birthday. So I was like 11, I think. They got me a stereo for Christmas. And that was like a big gift. And it was this enormously big thing that was it it had a record player. It had an 8-track tape thing where you know, 8-track tape, and then it had AM FM radio. and then there were speakers that were like this big. They weren't very big, but the whole thing, you had to have a record player in it, and then there was this like plastic lid that you would put up to put a record on, and then you put the lid back down, right? I don't know if you guys remember that. Um, but so they bought me the stereo thing for Christmas, and my father, his addition to that gift was he bought me my first record, which was he said he went into the warehouse. Do you remember the warehouse record store? That was big in the United States where they would sell the records. And he said he had to ask the clerk, what are the kids listening to these days? And the clerk uh, pointed him to Peter Frampton Comes Alive. So that was my first album. And there's more. I never bought a record, but many DVDs. Oh, see, I'm older than you, David. Okay. This is not this one. The ones on the top are not that interesting. I don't think. But okay, the first one, and they're gonna show up backwards. This is Journey, the Escape album. Remember that? What's it got on it? Oh, it's got a classic. It's got Don't Stop Believin' by Journey. Like, that's the one they play at all the like sporting events, I think. Who's Crying Now? Still they ride. Oh my gosh. Total Life, Mother Brother, Open Arms. The biggest love song. The biggest love song. Okay, this one, I don't know if we're even gonna look at this one. This was, I think we talked about this band named Survivor, and it's I Have the Tiger. Somebody told me that this was from one of the Rocky movies. Is that true? I think like Rocky 3. It was like anyways. I don't know if I'll go through some of these pretty quickly. You can recognize this one, right? Beatles, Abbey Road. You probably remember that. That's just a classic visual, right? And then the band Bad Company, if you remember them. This was, I love Bad Company. And this is 2 albums, right? Or no, it's 1 album, but it opens up. There's the 2 albums, I'm sure. But I was into Bad Company at the same time as into Blue, Blue Oyster Cult. Do you remember Blue Oyster Cult? Remember that one? Okay, this is a classic. Stevie Wonder. And this album is a a 3 album. 1, 2, 3. 3 albums in here. Kind of cool, huh? Like, and then there are all the lyrics. I know. It's not that interesting. Okay, I'm only going to do a few more. This is definitely classic. Simon and Garfunkel, Bridge Over Troubled Water, right? All the lyrics. I'm only going to do a few more. This is, oh, a few good ones. Here we go. Jim Croce, he was awesome. Operator, Operator, remember the song Operator? That's not the way it feels. Time in a Bottle. I'll have to say I love you in a song. Oh, these are classic. A long time ago. You Don't Mess Around with Jim. Remember that one? That was Bad Leroy Brown. Okay, it's good stuff. This is, here we go, British. If Joe is still here, may have gone to sleep by now. But Rolling Stones, right? Old. Okay, we're only going to do a few more. Order. I put it on my shorts. On my shorts. If you wonder about the nature shorts that I put up and the music that I choose to put on them, a lot of them are this old music that I loved. Oh yeah, man. Double Vision. Okay. Oh, see, there's a bunch in here. Remember this one? Does anyone remember Get the Knack? My Sharona. Okay. That's boring. 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 Oh, wait, here's a good one. Well, it's good for me. Sean Cassidy. That's old. That's old. Tiger Beat magazine. That was more of a little girl thing. Little girl thing. Okay, that's all I'm gonna do. They are very dusty. They are very dusty. Well, and that can't be that. Yeah, everyone's like, everyone's passed out asleep. They're like, yeah, girl, you go, girl, you go, girl. That is utterly uninteresting. I think that could be true. Not really sure. Not really sure. I'm still here though. Three Dog Night. Um, I'm trying to think if I haven't. I don't think I have any Three Dog Night, but I remember them. I absolutely remember them, but I don't think that I owned any of them. And the records that I have left from back in the day, this isn't everything I owned. Because I wound up leaving things, uh, you know, you move away from roommates and your music collection is mixed together and you move away and you lose some albums or you lose some CDs or you lose, and I moved around a lot. I did a lot of that kind of stuff. So yeah, I lost stuff. I lost stuff. I probably gained. I know I gained some albums and stuff that were not mine. I'm like, what? I have two copies of Fleetwood Mac Rumors. I'm like, I know I didn't buy two. So somehow I wound up with somebody else's copy of Fleetwood Mac Rumors. But what are you going to do? I have no idea. I have no idea who the second copy belongs to. And oh, shoot, I gotta, here we go. This happens every live. I have to plug in because it's suddenly flashing red on me. Yeah, I think I got it. I think I got it plugged in, but it's when I'm streaming live, it sucks almost the exact amount, like it'll just stay exactly. It doesn't grow. Moms and papas, my sister loves Chicago. I have Chicago. Is it in this pile? Oh, here we go. Chicago. In this pile. Um, but this is just one of the many the many piles. It can be fun sometimes to go through them, but other times it's like people get tired of looking at albums and it's like, yeah, I get it. I get a little tired of looking at albums too, especially since I can't play them. I can't play them. I wish there were a way. Well, I could like play the music on my other phone. Seriously, I could just start playing Chicago on here. But what would happen is that in 12 hours, I would get a notification from YouTube saying, "Nope, nope, nope. We've reviewed," because before you can upload any video, they review it all, and they will, if anything is like a copyright violation, like while I'm streaming, generally, well, I've never had a problem while I'm streaming, but I don't play music, right? So there's no background noise. The only thing you're hearing is maybe my fan and my voice. So nothing. But if I had a radio on, they might pick up on songs and things like that. And I think the AI is pretty good at identifying like what is copyrighted music and that sort of thing. So I just don't even mess with it. I It's a bummer. Yeah, I actually several months ago when I first started streaming, I did play music on my other phone while I was live streaming. And I did get one of those things that said, mm-mm, can't do that. So I learned you just don't do that. Mommy in Manila. Hello. How are you doing? There has to be a way you can transfer them to DVD or MP3. Oh, all the albums. Well, I don't it's I mean, all of that music is on I use Pandora, or if you use Spotify, or if you use any of those things, yeah, all that music, all of that copyrighted music is on there. Absolutely. I use Pandora and Spotify, but mostly Pandora. Um and I know more people use Spotify. I get it. I get it. I get it. But you can find all of this on those, and they're all high definition. They're all so they don't need. I don't need to take my records and get them transferred onto any streaming. Any, it's already all out there. It's all of this stuff is out there. But if I listen to it on Pandora or Spotify, because you pay for Pandora and you pay for Spotify. So that goes towards paying usage, the copyright usage of playing those songs. So, is what it is. Yeah. Oh, Chadian. Listening. Oh, you're so sweet, Chad. Thank you. That way you can listen to them on your computer. Well, yeah, I already can listen to music on my computer because you use either Spotify or Pandora, and you can listen to any music you want. And just by subscribing to one of those platforms, it's like watching a movie on like Netflix or Prime or Peacock or Hulu or blah, 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 all the different places. You're paying for all of those things, right? Your monthly thing that goes towards copyright stuff for the movie, right? So if I wanted to watch, for instance, Top Gun, and it was on you know, Prime, or it was on Netflix, or it was on Peacock, or it was on whatever streaming thing it's on. I have no idea what it's on anymore, um, or ever was, quite honestly, for that point. Um, whatever you're paying monthly for that streaming service, all that goes towards them paying the copyright fees back to the people who originally made it and get copyright payments from it. Uh, the way you can listen to them on your computer. Yeah, yep, yep, yep. Just like watching movies on. one of the streaming platforms because you pay for all that too, right? And that goes all when you pay for it, it goes to paying all the copyright fees. Like if you have Netflix or whatever, um, you're paying your $15 a month or $17 a month or whatever you're paying. A portion of that Netflix keeps, and a portion of it they pay back to the copyright owners of whoever owns the rights to that movie. So, like, whoever owns Top Gun, okay, they're getting a portion every time somebody watches it, they get paid some money and it adds up, right? And so, everyone who's due a portion of that every time it's every time it's played, for instance, like say on Netflix, it goes to the copyright owners and then they pay out all the people. Like I'm sure Tom Cruise gets paid every time somebody watches Top Gun. I'm sure he gets a certain amount of money. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's $1. I don't know. Maybe it's 25 cents. I don't know. But I think it's played enough that he gets these big fat checks every month for all of his movies and all the different times that people watch every month. So even if he doesn't make new movies, all of his old stuff, he is like grandfathered into making a piece of it every time. Anyway, do you still have a record player? Yes, I do. Right behind me here. I do. It's not that I still have a record player. Actually, my kids chipped in about 5 years ago and bought me a record player for Christmas because I had all these albums. I have all the record albums, and they're like, but you have no way to play them. And so they bought me one for Christmas. So there, Chad, bring back the pager and the phone booth. Chad, you're so funny. Um, Pagers were a bit of a PIA, which in my brain is a pain in the ass. Um, Pagers were a pain because you did, and I remember it, you did actually have to pull over if your thing went, and all it would give you is a phone number. And for most people, it's like, oh, damn it. I don't know if this is important or not. But at least back in those days, there wasn't spam like there is now. So usually, if you were getting paged, it was a real phone call, like a real phone call. It wasn't spam, it wasn't a telemarketer, it wasn't any of that stuff. It was a real person calling you. So yeah, you'd have to pull over and go to phone booths. But here's another downside, Chad, to the phone booths is that they were public. So they were often filthy, dirty, disgusting things. Yes, they were public. You could walk down the street and find a booth with a phone in it. You could when I was a little kid, it only cost 10 cents, a dime. Put a dime in it. My mother would always say when I was going off, you have a dime in your pocket. I got a dime in my pocket. You know, that meant could I call her if I needed her? Not that she would show up, but do you have a dime, right? Right. But the phone booths were, and when I was a kid, I didn't even realize how dirty they were. But you figure anyone can touch that phone and touch all the hello, and they're breathing. I mean, all the germs, and everyone was sticking their finger in the change thing, because if you tried calling somebody and they didn't answer, you would hang up, and then what would happen is your dime would come back out at the bottom in the change receipt thing. So you got your dime back if the person didn't answer. So, or an iPod, put 911 if it was an emergency. Um, I don't know. Good. That's a good question, Chad. Was 911 a thing? Was 911? I don't think it was a thing when I was a kid. I don't think it became a thing, 911, until maybe the 90s. Because when I was a kid, I think if you had an emergency, you would dial 0, which would take you to an actual operator. And you could tell the operator, I have an emergency. And then they would connect you. You know, they would ask you where you were, and then they would, I think, connect you. I never had to do that, luckily. So, but I don't recall as a young girl knowing 911. It was just dial 0 for the operator. And actually, when you would dial 0, and I'm talking, you would dial, you would dial 0, an actual person would say, "This is the operator," you know, and you know, and then they would maybe redirect your call to an emergency services or something like, "Oh, there's a house on fire next door. What is your address? You know, let me connect you to the fire department." You know, yeah. So, it was the world was just different than it is now. Limelight, I missed the dress from yesterday. Which one? Limelight. I, uh, I wore a couple of different dresses yesterday. Isn't Silicon Valley there where you live, where Microsoft is and Apple? It's in California, but let's go back to the map. I live down here. This is all California, right? I live down here. Silicon Valley is way up here, way up here. And Apple and Microsoft and all that. So that's probably a good 1,000 miles away from me. That's how big California is. And that's only halfway up the state. So that would be like for you. Let's see. Let's find a map. Here's Louisiana, right? And we're going here to here. That would be like you going from here to here to like almost Iowa. You would be going all the way up here. See what I'm saying? So it's not close. Yeah, so that's where bring back the car phone. Oh my goodness. I don't think so. Those things were like bricks. They were huge. I remember them. Bobby Buck. Hi, Cha-Cha. Hi. How are you, Bobby Buck? Chad, I was saying that is what I did and is what I told people when they paged people. Paging. Did you get paged, Chad? Did you have a pager? Not a lot of people had a pager. Do people not expect me to change clothes from day to day? I do wear dresses almost every day, but I find it kind of crazy that people don't think Limelight, um, people don't think I'm going to change my clothes. But actually, this was the last outfit I wore yesterday. Um, no, you're not. No, you're not, David. No, you're not. I didn't like the pagers because it meant I have to go to work. You know, I only had a pager for a brief period of time, I think, because we went from pagers unless you were like medical people. Your average person didn't really have a pager. Medical people did because if they needed to be like emergency called into work, but irregular people didn't really have pagers. Um, and then we got into flip phones or the small Motorola like bar phones real fast. I mean, pagers didn't stick around real long. And then the flip phones, well, they were around for, 5 or 7 years, I guess. And it depends on when you change from a flip phone or a bar phone, meaning like just a solid flip phone. And then I think the first iPhone, like the first smartphone, came out in what was it, 2005 or 2006? Oh, that's far. Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's not like right up the road. It's like 1,000 miles away. Because if you go like this and you go, well, it's that far away. So for you, it's that far away, right? For me, it's that far away. For you, it's that far away, right? So it's like 2 or 3 states away. No, this is too distant to you. Oh, thank you, David. It's interesting though, when you really look at a map and you're like, oh, that really, hmm, that is a distance, or that really is a big state. You don't think it is because it's wraps around the coast, right? California. And most people don't know how many people live here. Most people don't realize it's 40 million people. 40 million people. Do does anyone else here know how many people live in their particular state? If you're in the United States, like David, do you know how many people live in your state? I mean, it's like I only kind of realized that like 6 or 7 years ago, and I was really blown away because I was like, well, that sounds like a lot of people. How many people are in the United States? Well, 350 million, which is a lot more than 40 million, but there aren't a lot of states that have 40 million. So, yes, I got mine from a good friend in my neighborhood when I was younger. I thought it was the greatest thing ever. The pager, the pa I know, and they were just really kind of a pain in the butt. I mean, in retrospect, just looking back on it, pagers were a pain in the butt because somebody would page you. You might, that was back actually when we would memorize people's numbers. So you would recognize the number and you'd be like, ah, it's my mom. Or, ah, that's, whoever. Because you memorized everyone's numbers. Because if you had to go to a payphone and you didn't have a pager to remind you what number you need to dial, if I needed to call home, I needed to remember what my home phone number was. If my friend was calling me and I wanted to call her back, well, I had to remember her whole phone number and, whatever you had to remember, even dialing at home, you had to remember people's phone numbers or have them written down somewhere because it wasn't as though you could just scroll through your phone and hit, oh, I'm going to call David, or I'm going to call Chad, or I'm going to call. It's like, no, no. You have to remember all the numbers and remember that that was David's number, or that number was Chad's number, or we just have to remember it all. You guys kind of remember. Some of you guys remember that. Remember the yellow phones? They were on the highways. Muhammad Abid, um, we still have in California, like, emergency phones on the highway, on the big highways, we still have, and there's a big sign that will say emergency call, and there will be a red call box. So if your car breaks down, and they are so, I don't know how far apart they are on the big highways. Um, but so if your car does break down, you can hoof it down to the next call box and pick it up, and it immediately puts you through to emergency. So we still have those. I don't think they're yellow though. I think they're red in California. I don't, but it's nowhere near 40 million, right? I know. I know. And that's what it's just fun to remind people. It's like California is really, really populated. It's really, really, first of all, it's an enormous state. It's huge. It is huge. And it is enormously populated. So and I don't think it's a good idea to compare one state to another, because there are other states that are very large states, but they have very few people. You know, it's every state is its own place. Heck, once I get across Texas, the state next to me, it's almost California. Yeah, getting across Texas is like a 2-day drive. El Paso to like Dallas is like an all-day drive. Sleep in Dallas, and then you drive from Dallas to the other end. I mean, I've made those drives before, and it's long, and it's a lot of driving across the middle of Texas is a lot of nothing. It's a lot of nothing. It's a lot of tumbleweeds. It's a lot of dirt. If you've never done it, it's hours and hours and hours and hours of nothing. I have OnStar. Oh, well, that's good. I've heard of OnStar. I've never used OnStar. When I lived in California, it was 20 million people, Muhammad Abid. That was probably in the early 80s, right? That sounds about right for the early 80s. And between, I, and I could be slightly off with this, but something like between 1983 or 84 and 2015, the population in the world doubled. 35 years, the population of the world doubled. And you can only imagine that, like, if California, back whenever you lived here, Muhammad Abid, if it was 20 million then, which is a lot of people, that's a lot of people. We are double that. And I don't even know exactly today if we have grown from that, but I believe at the last census, we were at about 40 million. And that was probably in 2020. And we are 6 years later now. So I don't know. And we were talking earlier about people like, well, people are leaving California, mass exodus. It's like, it means nothing when they say stuff like that. It means, oop, nothing. Because even if, like I was saying earlier tonight, it's like, even if 100,000 people move out of California, that makes no dent. That makes that makes no dent. And 100,000 people is a lot of people. Even if it was 250,000, a quarter million people could move out and wouldn't make a dent in the way our state works. Wouldn't even touch it would not change anything because even a quarter of a million people in a state full of 40 million people is a drop in the bucket. It's like, and there's no way a quarter million people have moved out. And like, how many people have moved back in? Every year, people are moving in all the time. I meet people that are telling me, oh, you look around, you drive around where I live, and every, not every other license plate, but I'll say I can drive from here, from my home to, you know, 10 miles away or even to the grocery store and see at least 10 license plates that are from out of state, non-Cal non-California drivers or license plates on cars, right? Like so many, so many. So not only do we have the people that live here, we have a massive amount of people that come here that just want to check it out or and that's fine. It's fine. But the pop when people talk about like, oh, people are leaving California in droves, it's like, meh, meh. We got lots of people coming in. So be careful what you hear and what you believe because the truth is like, yeah, maybe people are moving out who are just sick of it. They're just done and they move wherever they move, right? There are still tons of people moving in or coming here to vacation. So we have a huge tourism industry. It's one of the hugest industries, not one of it's one of the top. It's gotta be big, right? People come here for vacation, right? We're right next to Las Vegas too. We're right next to Lake Tahoe is right on our border in Nevada. I think it's Nevada. Lake Tahoe. Yeah, Nevada and Vegas. You've heard of Las Vegas. From where I live, it's a 5-hour drive. I can get in my car and be there by midnight tonight, sitting at a gambling table and doing my thing. I'm not a gambling person. I'm not a Vegas person, but I'm just saying, in perspective to everything else, there's so much in this side of the country. Oh, wait, isn't that Highway 66? Yes, 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 the one that goes oops, sorry. Boop, boop. Sorry, I was going off there. 66, I think 66 is what goes, like, straight, like, across the United States, like, if you were gonna go from California across Texas, excuse me, um, to the East Coast. I think at some point, I don't know where Highway 66 is. I would need to was him Christian Godfather. Hmm. David. Well, they would go to San Fran or LA, but San Diego is safer for them and way more beautiful. For whom? For whom? It's all people come here for all kinds of reasons. I don't know. I know California changed. I was there about 2 years ago. They asked me when I was at Carl's Jr., do you want a jalapeno on your burger? What? Really? I I Muhammad Ali. I've never heard of that unless you ordered a um a spicy burger or something like that. I don't eat at Carl's Jr., so I don't know, but I've never heard of any fast food place asking if you want jalapeno on your burger. And I would almost venture a guess that they're not going to give you an actual jalapeno because there's liability involved with that. And jalapenos are very, very spicy. So maybe it was like they asked you if you wanted a sauce, like a spicy jalapeno sauce. They're not going to put an actual jalapeno, not at Carl's Jr. They don't have the budget for that. They aren't gonna budget that in. Oh heck no. Oh heck no. But they might have asked if you wanted jalapeno sauce, which is just like a flavoring. That makes more sense. That makes a lot more sense than an actual jalapeno. Have you ever had an actual jalapeno? They come from South America and they are hot AF. Uh, the tourist. If you were a tourist, where in California would you like to visit? If I were a tourist, I don't know. I Where would I like to if I were a tourist? Well, if you were a tourist in Louisiana, where would you like to visit? I mean, I I live in San Diego, which means that this is the place that I love the most. And so if I was a tourist, I wouldn't know what I wanted, right? If you're a tourist, you don't know what you want. Like if I were to go to Texas or Iowa or Louisiana or, somewhere else, I wouldn't know. I would have to do research to figure out, like, where do I want to go in this state? I'm going to go to this state. I'm going to go to Iowa. Or I'm going to go to Louisiana, or I'm going to go to one of these places I've never been. I've actually been to Louisiana, and I enjoyed it very much, quite honestly. But it was back in the 80s, so I have no idea if it's anything the same as it was. Well, I take it back. I did go to New Orleans several times since the 80s, and the last time was probably, excuse me, um, I'm talking so much and I need a drink. Okay. Sorry, because I'm talking and talking and talking. My throat is like dries up. Um, where would I go? And oh, in California, I think I would probably stick to the big cities. If I knew nothing about California, I would probably stick to the big cities: San Diego, Los Angeles, San Francisco. Those are the big cities. I don't, where would I don't know where I would like to visit. If I was a tourist, I don't know where I would like to visit. I've been to a lot of places in California. New Orleans, yes. I love New Orleans. New Orleans was a lot of fun. Oh, I was going to say the last time I was there, because I have been there. Um, I think it was like 2014, 2013, something like that. I went out there for like 4 or 5 days, and it was in February. It wasn't Mardi Gras, but it was close enough to Mardi Gras that there was a lot going on. And I was there from like a Wednesday till a Sunday. And the craziest thing, oh, no, I take it back. I take it back. I was there in March because I remember I was there for St. Patrick's Day, which is not Mardi Gras. But I remember the morning after St. Patrick's Day going out into the French Quarter and taking a picture looking down like part of the French Quarter. And they people party there until 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, right? I don't know how late, wherever, however late they do, right? But nobody knows how the next day do they get it cleaned up. And the craziest thing was I hadn't been out like crazy late the night before, and I got up and I went down the French Quarter and was just walking around looking for coffee and a beignet. All right. I want a coffee and a beignet. And I was walking through the French Quarter and it was crazy because they had just cleaned the street. They like hose it down like hardcore, like the wee hours of the morning when everything ends. And I have this picture looking down one of those streets, and the whole street is wet, and there's not one person on it, which you never see in the French Quarter. It was crazy because it wasn't even that early. It was probably 7 or 8 in the morning. It wasn't like 4 a.m. or anything crazy like that. There probably would have been people still out there partying at 4 a.m. But it might have even been like 8:30 or 9. I don't remember what time. I just remember I have this picture of like looking down one of the streets in the French Quarter. Streets are all wet from being hosed off, and there's not a soul. Not a soul, kind of wackadoodle. It was crazy. It was great. Um, Oakland, no. I would not recommend going. I mean, that would not be where I would tell a tourist to go. Oakland. No. No, 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 no. Oakland. Yeah. No, you might that's a bit of a rougher area. Ah, Wasim Ali, I love you too. Wow, you were here. I've been to Louisiana. Yeah, I've been to Louisiana a number of times. I went to Slidell. And I've been to New Orleans probably 3 or 4 times, just specifically New Orleans. But I did drive back in the 80s. I did drive down through there and we did go through Slidell because I remember we took a swamp tour and it was very touristy. So I did a touristy thing in at Slidell, I believe is just outside of New Orleans. And it was this boat with an outboard motor, and you sit in it and you go through like this swamp thing, and there are snakes hanging in the trees, and you see, critters in the water. You see turtles and gators, and I don't know. It was interesting. They do cleaning up after. Yes, they do. Yes, yes, they do. I had jalapeno before I heard time. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, jalapeno, a true jalapeno will, if you eat one, it will. This is why I don't think they would be giving them away at Carl's Jr. That's why it probably was a sauce that was sort of flavored like a jalapeno because a true jalapeno pepper, what you're saying there, Muhammad Abid, is absolutely true. You you eat one of these peppers that are so hot and it has to go through your entire digestive system and it lights your digestive system on fire all the way through. So you learn. That's one thing you learn in California. You eat enough Mexican food, you eat enough Colombian food, you eat enough Cuban food, you eat enough whatever food, and you eat enough of these peppers, and you learn to be very, very cautious about the peppers. Absolutely. I don't know if you guys have ever watched um on YouTube. there's a guy that runs this hot sauce show, and I think it's called Hot Ones. And he lines up like 15 hot sauces that get increasingly hotter. And then he invites celebrities to come on. It's it's fantastic show. And they eat chicken wings and they put a drop of the hot sauce. And he is interviewing them. He's eating the hot sauce also. And as they go, and he is still trying to interview the person, like the celebrity and the guy who runs the show. It's a great show. I think it is called Hot Ones. So I'm plugging them, even though I'm not, whatever. It's hilarious. It's so fun to watch. And it gets increasingly hotter. And the host keeps up with the person they're interviewing as far as like eating the hot sauce. So but like as it gets progressively, they're both like sweating and they're drinking milk and they're trying to do all the things to. Anyways, it's funny. It's a funny show. If you get a kick out of people getting their bodies ripped apart by hot sauce. That's what I say about the hot the hot peppers. You is that's no joke. Jalapenos are no joke. Habaneros, habaneros, no joke. No, don't even ghost peppers. No, don't do it. I mean, unless you do want to spend, as Muhammad Abid says, unless you want to spend 2 days in the toilet, in the bathroom, because it burns all the way through your body. And it your body will be angry with you. So just word to the wise. Be very careful with your hot with your hot peppers. That's why I don't think Carl's Jr. or whatever place it was is giving jalapenos away. Jalapenos actually are not that bad compared to like habaneros. Habaneros are ha, um, habaneros are bright orange, and I think by the color of the pepper, it's like a snake. The brighter the color, or any poisonous animal, right? You know they're poisonous when they have a bright color on them, right? Or they rattle, or they usually give you some warning. Oh yeah, habaneros are bright orange. It's saying, don't eat me unless you want to spend the next week in the toilet. Uh, just saying. It's a warning label, the orange color of the habanero or a ghost pepper. Don't even, don't even go there. I one time, um, and this was back in the 90s. Um, I was at work back in the 90s and I was working in an office and I had a really bad cold. I came into work one day and I was coughing and I was just felt crappy and all this stuff. And one of the people in the adjacent offices, they imported peppers. This is kind of how I learned a lot about it, but they imported peppers from South America. That was part of what their business was. That wasn't what my business did, but I was friends with these people. And so they had like crates and crates of things out in the back of the building. And one of the people there, I can't remember who, this we're talking 30 years ago, 35 years ago. And this is how I learned about the danger of habaneros. This person was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry you're sick. I'm so sorry you're sick. Here, do this." And he brought in a pepper with a napkin, holding it with a napkin. He wasn't touching it, right? He had it inside of a napkin. And he said, here's what you do. You want to feel better. You want to get well from your cold. You kind of you bite it. He said, don't eat it. Don't eat it. He said, you just bite it to break the skin, and then you drink some of the juice. Don't eat it. Just bite it to break the skin of the pepper. We're talking a little pepper like the size of a small strawberry, right? Like the size of a grape. That's a good example. Just bite it and break the skin. Like if you were to bite into a grape, you'd break the skin and then you'd taste the grape juice, right? Exactly like that. He said, do that and then put it down, and every little while, every a half an hour or an hour, kind of bite it some more and drink more of the juice. So it was like biting into a grape. And I would put it down, and I did swear I started sweating. I mean, everything was coming out. I was just sweating and like, oh my God, my nose was running. I'm blowing my nose, everything. But swear to God, by the end of that day, that pepper like blew out my cold, and it, it it changed the way I looked at habaneros and other peppers, and respect. Respect the peppers. That's all I'm saying. Respect the peppers. They ain't messing around. Is Napa Valley near you, or is it further north? It's further north, way further north. Lots of milk. Oh, I did that. I almost got sick. It was hot. Yeah, yeah. You'll either get rid of it this way or you'll get rid of it that way. And either way, not pleasant. Not pleasant. Smoke coming out of my ears. Yee, like a cartoon. Oh, that's cool. Joe Carlson, how are you? I'm gonna show you where Napa is. Okay, here's San Diego. All the way up. Napa is way up here. Like San Francisco is here, Napa is north. So that far away. Napa is way up there. That's where they have a lot of the wineries, which is really cool. Joe, hey, how are you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Wow. No, that's cool. What about the peppers? Oh yeah, just respect like true hot peppers. Just really be careful. Cha-cha and me are going to La Jolla for a beach date. Oh, are we? Okay. Sounds good, Joe. Joe Carlson. It's good to see you, my friend. It's good to see you. Yes. It's the sun hasn't even gone down yet. I mean, can you see that it's still, you can still see light on my hand, right? Like you can see shade, right? That's that's not a lamp. That's like sun still over there. See, it makes shade over my face. Still makes shade because it's still, the sun has not gone down yet. It's 7:21, which means that, let's see, what time does sun go down? Sun goes down here. I don't know, probably at, I'm not even sure right now. It's June, probably around 7:30 or 40, maybe later. Not even sure. La Jolla. La Jolla is close. Yes, La Jolla is close. La Jolla is about 20 minutes from me. Yep. That's in Southern California. That's in San Diego. La Jolla is in San Diego. Yes. There's a lot in La Jolla. There's a lot that goes on in La Jolla. Um, yeah, a lot of rich houses, a lot of old money, as they say. Every, well, I don't know, every state, but this state, which I always joke as that we are the state of confusion. What state are you in? I'm in the state of confusion. Um, La Jolla is a very wealthy community. You like kind of known as being a wealthy community. Do you think there are surfers that surf at night? Um, Surfers sometimes will surf at night. Not generally. Not generally, because there's enough good surf during the day and you can't really see very well at night. If, however, there's a caveat to that. If there is a particularly good surf that's coming in and it's at night, yeah, people will surf at night and swim at night. But you kind of have to, well, I guess you don't really have to be able to see. The Blind Surfer, that's another YouTube channel. It's called Blind Surfer. His name is Pete. He lives in San Diego and he's a blind surfer. He's blind and he surfs, yes. So I guess it wouldn't matter to him if it were day or night. Doesn't matter. I guess you don't really need to see, but I think it's probably helpful. That would be my guess, that it's helpful to be able to see. Yeah. Okay. All right. I think I am ready to. I think I'm gonna wrap it up. I think I am gonna wrap it up. I love you guys. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me. Are you planning to go look for new places to explore? Yeah, for a minute there, for about the last week, I got really discouraged about my short form nature videos that I was doing. I got discouraged. And then I, because I was thinking, well, I had reasons to be discouraged. And then I decided that I'm gonna keep doing it. So yes, I am gonna keep looking for new places and I will keep creating my nature shorts and I'm not gonna stop because I just like doing it too much. I do. I enjoy it. Um and I put one up today after like 5 days of not putting one up, which is the longest I've gone since I started this channel because I was just discouraged. Um, Bra straps before you go, okay? David, David. Okay, I love you. I love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here, David. And if there are any mods that are still here, Muhammad Abid, I don't know if you're still here. Looks like a lot of people have checked out. Chad is maybe gone. It's late. It's getting late. I hope you guys have a great night. And I will see you soon. I love you. Love ya.